GOFUND, we're out here at Banstead Rovers. Obviously, of late, if you didn't know, we started a GoFundMe page to raise money for an organisation called Spear. Spear deal with homelessness within our local boroughs. So we've raised over £1,000 for that organisation, and they will distribute that money fairly to the boroughs that need it the most. Just had a little walk around in Wimbledon. There's no one about in a minute, but there's still a lot of shops open. One thing that was really interesting that I noticed is I approached someone to see if they had seen anyone homeless, and it's like, oh, I've got to go to work, but it just walked out of work. So it was just a little insight to what maybe these homeless people have to go through every day. Ask someone, they're like, no.
Car full of clothes. Look at that.
I don't think it's
filled up.
There's a lot of doorways that are still in use and things like that. There's a lot of evidence of homeless people being about, pots of coffee, newspapers on the floor and things like that. So it probably still is relatively early. We have two options. We either leave here now and go to another area, because it may be a lot of that. I think if you didn't know that, then you know now that it wasn't a case of just coming to Wimbledon and finding a load of people. Yeah, so it may be that it takes us a little bit longer. Now the two options is, we're 10 minutes from Mitcham. Again, in Merton, homelessness is quite high in Mitcham, or you're 20 minutes from Kingston. What do you want to do?
Kingston tells Mitcham.
Yeah, go do that.
Mitcham!
Heads.
Kingston.
Kingston.
Oh, was it?
I have to try and get fat in Fallon. Do you know what I told Fallon? Can you take me to Tesco to buy some weed?
Oh, you never told me already? I'm taking the piss.
Fallon!
I want to go home.
Oh, your face is...
I want to go home.
Yeah. You go gym, come on, bro.
You've been riding bench as well recently, no? No, I see your Twitter.
You take that one as well.
Let's not go yet.
You haven't put that.
Oh, I want to know
Please,
about
you take
it.
that, yeah? I said please.
I'll pocket your best player.
Only on the shooting.
You keep saying that, but you play CC on Div 1.
Play me.
Huh?
Play me.
This isn't Colliers.
Yeah? You know what I'm on.
Yeah. Bas, can you actually help, please?
Move this trash. Take that another way. I know they're taking these bad boys. Look at these. Come at the thing on top of your camera. Hey, put it on, man. Put it on, man. Come on. You're pinging halfway.
This stuff can... Are you going with Fallon?
You know what?
Are you going with
Finessing that. These interview drills.
Listen.
One of them better own up today.
I foul with you 5 minutes.
going?
Well, he had me earlier, he had me for 3 hours, and then I had to ring him and say, come back, can you take me to Tesco? And he come back and I was like, bro, just 5 minutes, man. For a good cause, man. Shout out Sean Fallon. Yeah, he's been the driver today, he's done really well for us. He said it off.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Big time, I said big time.
Cut the guy's knee open and all.
Oh, you're done.
Nah, he's proper lying.
Mate, I'm telling you, you cut
Is
him
that
off,
them?
mate.
Who you stepping to?
Can't
This guy, man.
Pick someone.
You lot are...
And the worst thing about it, the right back was there to cover it. Didn't have to make a tackle.
I was tracking back. I was trying to make a
Tracking back my arse,
and I'd missed him. I'd missed him. I'd missed him.
Zero discipline. That's why I let him go.
Exactly.
Arsenal go car park.
Hey, for real, every game I got a yellow card, he just whipped me off. I went in, I punched the dressing room door every time. This guy just in my head 24/7.
This is where we've got to be careful. Don't give that to him, stop running. What's in that one? Camera, and then us will go this way. Yeah? We are currently by the beach. This is where the Banstead Rovers used to come Pokemon hunting. Still in Kingston, still very quiet, but we've split into 2 groups. So some of the Banstead and the Barnes boys were in one group, and we got some Barnes boys with us. Had a walk round, as I said, it was really quiet, and then eventually we come across a guy in Kingston called Gary. Didn't want to be filmed. I think more we've got to understand that people's privacy, obviously being on the streets, it might be a bit of an embarrassment for them. They might not want to share their story, but we had a good chat with him. We gave him some food, some water, and he's actually saying that he's been homeless for 3.5 years. And funny enough, he said that the only organisation that's tried to help him is Spear, which is the organisation that we've been raising money for. And what he did say was had some really nice words about him to say that his key worker, who eventually started being his key worker, woke him up one day and said, we applied for a grant on your behalf and you've got £500 to spend. So it's really nice to hear that Spear are actively out here in the community trying to help people. I think the hardest thing for him is that he has somewhere to go, but he didn't want to put pressure on his parents, and his mum's just recently had a heart attack, and he didn't want to add pressure to her because substance misuse has been a problem for him. He did say that he's on the straight and narrow now and again, but he seemed like a genuine down-to-earth guy, engaged really well. As I said, we give him some water and something to eat, and it's just on to the next one. It's been really quiet in Kingston, but we move on to the next area and see what we can do.
Because at least we can just give it to that one guy that we've seen regardless.
Gee?
What colour is that?
ASOS thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not messing.
Hey, that's alright, you know.
You want an Armani wash bag?
Shut up.
Armani wash
Oh, look,
bag.
this fits perfect. I'm just saying. Who gave this?
That's not a bit either.
Hey, what? Can I not pull it off? I got
Yeah,
one.
why not?
I got
You can
something
pull
like
that
that. Nah, because he thinks just because I'm Irish I can't do it. It's the way he thinks, bro. It's all the time. I can't. He gave out about my purple trainers
Irish,
before.
bro.
Yeah, I had Under Armour trainers and he gave me stick for a year.
I love Irish.
That's gonna make someone warm, man. I love that. Love that.
Wait a minute. Pew, pew, pew. Shut up. Shut up. Like, we just saw, I got my back now. I'm going for this. We just saw someone down there. Like, he looks young as well. Yo, yeah. What? He's saying, cuz.
He's offering them up to the homeless, apparently. That's isn't it?
I'd never go to a shop like this.
But you're offering them up to the homeless tonight, yeah?
Trainers. If I got slippers on, yeah. I have my sleeping bag as well.
He's man, that's sad. So he got a bit emotional, to be fair. His name's Chris, right? Yeah. So he said he's been out here for a while, got enough food. Didn't really want to take clothes, but I think it might.
Didn't take anything because he has it.
Yeah. So he took wet wipes. That's what he took, wet wipes.
Nah, we asked him like what his story was, and he nearly just broke down.
But again, one of the plus things is that the organisation he's in touch with is Spear. Again, so but he was emotional, but he was upbeat in the fact that he said that things. How you doing, sir? Hello.
I'm alright, yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. How's your evening been?
Well, it's been great.
Great. Looking for a bit of Christmas cheer. And what's your plans for tonight, sir?
Plan? Well, I was hoping that you might be able to guide me in that respect, you know?
Guide you to where? Where would you like to go?
Well, I'm saying, I don't know, you could maybe guide me, you know? Where's the best place to go?
Well, I don't think anywhere's open. Have you got somewhere to in London?
In London.
What's your plans? Have you got sheltered? Have you got somewhere to stay tonight?
Yes, I have, yeah.
You have. Okay. So what about in terms of food, water, drinks? Have you got what?
I've got everything I need, yeah.
You got everything you need. What about a bit of extra clothing?
But I haven't got the guidance I need.
Guidance. Well, okay. You need to tell me your plan. What would you like
I
to
haven't
go?
got a plan.
You haven't got a plan.
There is no plan.
Here's what. Just go with the flow. I'll tell you what is nice. If you go to London and look at the lights, it might make you more upbeat. London.
Yeah.
So we're a group of friends. So these guys play for Banstead Rovers. These guys play for Barnes Eagles. We're Urfreshtvsport. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to document homelessness.
Banstead?
Banstead Rovers.
I know, hang on, I know Banstead.
Sorry.
Yeah. There's no near to Esher.
No. It's not far. It's not that close.
Banstead.
It's Epsom. Epsom Downs, where the derby is. It's near there.
So what we're trying to do.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you a little story about Epsom, yeah?
Go on.
Right. You know there's a horse race trailer, yeah?
Okay.
At Epsom.
Yeah.
It's called Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
But
Like the drink?
No, but it was Jack Daniels.
Oh, Daniel, not Daniels.
Yeah, Jack Daniel, yeah. And you know on the drink, yeah, you've got it's called Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
It's actually Daniel apostrophe S, yeah.
Okay.
It's like because Jack Daniels, you know, the liquor that belongs to was appropriate to Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Apostrophe S, yeah. Everyone thinks it's Jack Daniels.
And it's not.
It's not. It's Jack
So
Daniels.
you've taught me something tonight.
Yeah, Jack Daniels.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
What's that got to do with Epsom or Banstead? I don't know.
So what we will try. I love that. I love that.
But you know, I'm half Irish. You know, the Irish say.
Half Irish.
We're everywhere.
What part of Ireland?
No, but you know, they say never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
That's it. We do say
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Storytelling.
What part of Ireland? What part of Ireland are you from?
Dublin.
Dublin.
Tala.
Fuck.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. No, yeah.
Tala. You know it?
I'm a Leash man. From Leash.
Yeah. But it was a lovely village, you know.
It used to be. It's not
Yeah,
anymore.
years ago. No, it's a what horrendous thing it is.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.
Come back.
Yeah, follow him. That's what's the point. Alright. Oh, he's gone. See you later,
Bournemouth, when's the last time you went Bournemouth? Drunk 4 or 5 years ago, bro.
He was drunk.
I've done this. Head and done what? By myself. I'm not tight like you, liar. I swear to God. I swear on Diego's life. I swear on Diego's life. Every time I'll pass them, if I have change, I'll give them change.
No, hear what
I'll
he said.
go to the shop.
The key word was
I'll go
if
into
I
the
have
shop.
change. He never has change.
I'll ask if they want something from the shop, I'll go in the shop and buy it for them.
Okay.
You've never done
Mother's life, I swear to God. I swear to God I have. I'll show you one as well.
How can you show him? You can't show
Because I wrote it, bro. Man, big man thing, it hit me. Big man thing.
I wrote it, bro.
I swear that. Alright, cool. I'm gonna show you now.